Land of the rising sun, we love and cherish. Beloved home, land of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives, or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if the price is death for all we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hail to Biafra, consecrated nation. O fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be our dedication. Spilling our blood will count our privilege. The waving standard which emboldens the free shall always be our flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed we'll pass. When we are poised, the wounds of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets fill the glorious song of victory. We scored, oh might and wrong. Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfalls. Guide all our movements, lest we go astray. Give us the strength to heed the humanist call, to give and not to count the cost each day. Let those who rule to serve with resoluteness, to make this climb a land of righteousness.
My beloved brother and honorable Ugo 247, thank you so much. Fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, viewers from all parts of the world, from all parts of the race, both the media that are watching us, international media and local media that are watching us, we welcome everyone to this amazing program. This is a program that has been planned and advertised all this while, presenting the Secretary to Water Resources and Environmental Management Department and his colleagues to speak to Biafrans and educate Biafrans on certain important issues. As we proceed, we recognize the presence of our Supreme Leader, Nnanna, recognize the presence of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Epa, and recognize the presence of our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, and every member of the cabinet that is in this program. You are all welcome. We appreciate you for turning on, and as you join us, we urge you to pay attention and listen carefully, and also cooperate with us when the time of questioning comes. Take your pen and paper to put something down so that you can ask some responsible and reasonable questions. And while you are bringing your questions, try as much as possible to keep it civil. This very program is coming to you from the United States of Biafra Media. On behalf of the Secretary of Information, Dr. Agi, I present to you the Secretary of Water Resources Environmental Management Department, Dr. P. Nnanna Namuchi, to take up the program and speak to Biafrans. You're welcome, Honorable. The mic is yours.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chuk Survival, and thank you, fellow Biafrans, for gathering today for us to rub minds together and build our nation. Thank you all for coming. My name is Dr. Cornelius Nnanna. I am the Secretary of Water Resources and Environmental Management. Welcome once again. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our Most High Chukwokika Biama Elohim, the creator of the whole universe and the pillar of this very struggle. He's the one who made us to exist, and all glory must return to him. I would also like to acknowledge our ancestors for all the sacrifices that they made to ensure that we survive up to this very moment. My honorable salute goes to our internal leader, General Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, and his deputy, General Philip Epion, and all the heroes and heroines of class of 1967 for what they did that made sure that you and I are here today still talking about Biafra. Even though the enemies came to exterminate us, they stood their ground, and today we are here. Their plan was to exterminate us, but by the grace of the Almighty God, we are here today, still talking about Biafra. And that brings me to remember a word of our eternal leader. And I beg to borrow from his words. He says, nothing can crush the spirit, or nothing can stop the will of a determined people. And that has been demonstrated by Biafrans all over the world that came together regardless of every odd. They went to Finland between November to December of 2024 and declared and restored our independence that we lost following the genocidal war that was fought between 1967 and 1970. Thank you all for your resoluteness. Thank you for your resilience. I will not proceed without acknowledging our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Okwu Kanu, the leader of Biafra. And I also acknowledge the works and the sacrifices of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Epa Njoko, and his Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. I also want to acknowledge the presence of all the secretaries, the cabinet members of the United States of Biafra government. I also want to acknowledge the governors of the 40 states, the county heads, the district heads, and also, last but not the least, our men on ground, the Biafran soldiers, those who are fighting day and night to make sure that you and I go to bed with our two eyes closed. We all have seen how the Nigerian states have been going on rampage through their armed militias, destroying lives and properties across the whole of Nigeria. But you and I, we are still here doing our normal businesses, fighting for our freedom, all because of the sacrifices that these young men and women are doing every day and night to ensure that we are here. Thank you very much, Biafran soldiers. Thank you, the resistant fighters. I salute you all. Fellow Biafrans, we all have endured unimaginable suffering in the hands of the Nigerian state since the time of its creation, since 1914, up till this very moment. We all have been going through different levels of pain, agony, marginalization, subjugation, and what have you, just because we are Biafrans. They have subjugated us for over 5 decades, over 50 years. We have been subjugated. We have been marginalized. That contraption was not meant for the betterment of you and I. It was designed to kill us. It's like a programmed machine, extermination or annihilation machine that was designed by the colonial powers to exterminate the children of God. But unfortunate for them, we refuse to die because we can never die, because we are Biafrans, because we are the children of the Most High, Chukwu Okike Abiam. They can never take us out of this surface of this earth. It's not possible. Every program, every policy is geared towards destroying our livelihood and our lives. You all can see from different policies that they are making, from the economic policies, both in the security policies they are making, is not for the interest of our people. Coming to the environmental management, zero. Healthcare, zero. Infrastructures, basic amenities, hospitals, bad roads, people are dying. In fact, it could be said that Nigeria, there's 101,000,001 ways to die in Nigeria. If you don't die in the hands of the uniformed men who are meant to protect us, they go around killing our people extrajudicially. You either die in the hands of their armed militias who have prevented our mothers, our sisters, and our elderly people from going to the farm. You either die through flood. We've seen countless cases of flood in the previous years where people die as a result of flood. We've seen different kinds of disease outbreak, cholera, as a result of poor sanitation. We've seen people dying as a result of cancer because this government has failed to clean up the mess that they made in the coastal region of Biafra. They take our oil, use the money that they generate from it to build their cities and enrich themselves. and then leave the whole kitchen where they made the food unkept. And that is unacceptable. That is why our department has come up today to enlighten our people about the environment, because so many people are not aware. There are so many uninformed people. They just go about, all they know is go to their shop, sell, come back in the evening, or go to their various businesses and come back in the evening. They don't care about what is going on within their surrounding. And when you talk about these things to them, it sounds like fairy tales. They think you are mad, or they think you are out of your mind, because they don't understand. So today we are here to create an awareness and to make a campaign across the whole of the 40 states of Biafra to tell our people what they need to know about their environment and how they, the citizens, what they can do in order to ensure that they protect their environment and surrounding. All right, so I'm not here to give you all speech all day. We are going into the real business of the day today. Thank you all for coming. I didn't prepare any speech. Anything I'm telling you right now comes from my heart, because we have seen a lot. A true Biafran that doesn't take this, our freedom, seriously, that person needs to be checked, because there is a saying in Igbo language, "Ida anunti, ida afozo, ida anuihe." If you are blind, can't you hear? And if you are deaf, can't you see? Everything is in the open. That the Nigerian state did not mean well for us. But thanks to Chukwuoki Kabiama, that on the November 29th, 2024, we restored our dignity. We restored our lost glory through your mandate of over 50 million Biafrans who participated in the self-referendum that took place between February to November of 2024. I want to thank you all for standing strong, regardless of all the oppression and repression going on. You stood tall and restored your lost dignity. My salute goes to every Biafran, both men and women, elderly and young. We have restored our nation. We still have a lot of work ahead, because nation building is not an easy task. It requires sacrifice. It requires unity. It requires consistency and loyalty to the government of the United States of Biafra. So it is not the work of the government alone. You as a citizen, you have a role to play. So let us work together and build our nation. Thank you very much. Before I proceed, I would like to give over the mic to the media team while I take a little break to set up my, my presentation on my laptop. Thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nnanna. We are waiting. This will be an opportunity to acknowledge all cabinet members here, including our state governors, county heads, district wards, anyone that is supporting this government that is here. This is the time for you to speak. And I prefer if you can raise your hand so that I will go in that direction. If you are here and you would like to speak, please raise your hand while Dr. Nnanna is getting ready. This is the time. Honorable Ted, go ahead. If you can raise your hand, just go ahead. Go ahead. Unmute yourself and go ahead. Honorable Teddy. Unmute yourself. Let me click on it and see. Okay, try again. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you can right now.
Okay, thank you.
Greetings, all Biafrans on this session. Salute everybody, our leaders, Mazi Nnanna, Prime Minister Mazi Simon Njoko Ekpa, and our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, and secretaries of all the departments in here, and the cabinet members. This presentation Dr. Nnanna is about to make, we can say is actually what need to be done. Meanwhile, that the in nowadays is about environmental, because we know that a lot of sicknesses, a lot of health issues can come up from environmental. So this is an opportune time for us to get warned about things that can come up in future. And in all the sectors, if you look at transportation, a lot of things happening there as well. We're not using like in Biafra land right now, as we are trying to get everything streamlined and workable framework, drawn. We still have the issues of environment. We are not using electric vehicles right now. We're still using the traditional fuel, petrol, diesel, and all whatnot. So those things are source of environmental concern, because the carbon footprint from them is so high. That part, if we look at what's happening in the manufacturing section, a good number of them here, we're still using the diesel and low power fluids, which are used in most of the industries, and they generate things that can actually impact the environment. And if Dr. Nnanna gives us awareness right now, we can play it around to our people, and they should know exactly what these carbon issues, and not only carbon, all other things like sulfur dioxide, which can come up anywhere. You have a good tire industries and everything that can come up and pollute the environment as well. So we should be, that would be, warning us of the impending danger if you don't take a good look at our environment. And all these burning of bushes and everything here, they can impact our environment. Our forefathers did all those things in those days and get away with it because we didn't actually know a good number of things we know nowadays. Now, those burning of bushes can actually impact the environment severely. By the time Dr. Nnanna exposes us to all this today, we'll be able to actually advise the people in the homeland that these are the things that can, lower our life expectancy because of things we don't know before. And a lot of things. The water we drink, we use, we see people defecating and throwing all sorts of rubbish into the water system, polythene bags, a lot of things that cannot, degrade over a long time. Those are environmental issues as well. And more especially our air quality here is something of concern. A lot of things. happening. Anyway, it's like I was just like a primer, preamble to what Dr. Nnanna will give us today, and talking about environmental concern and so on and so forth. From there, we can, forge ahead into a Biafran that is with little or no environmental degradation and the ecosystems and all whatnot. That's anyway. That's I can give up here. It's like he's ready for all the talks. I can see his presentation. Thank you
so much,
Dr. Agi. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, fellow Biafrans. Thank you, Mr. Ted, Honorable Ted, rather. I hope my screen is showing.
Yeah, it's showing.
Okay, thank you. All right, welcome once again. Welcome to this presentation from the Department of Water Resources and Environmental Management. Before I proceed, I would like to briefly show us the sketch of our organizational structure of this department. Okay, as you can see, the Water Resources and Environmental Management is a very big department, a very big one. This department is going to employ thousands, if not millions of Biafrans when we are fully restored. Okay, it's more like two departments joined together and both working hand in glove. We have the Water Resources Department and the Environmental Management Department. So under the Water Resources Management, Department, I don't know who is speaking. Can you mute the person? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we have the Hydrology Department. These people are responsible for researching, looking for the best waters, because we know that in Biafra territory, we are blessed with vast natural resources, including oil and gas. And it is not in every state or region of Biafra that has the best water quality. Like we saw in one video that was circulated last time by this Mark Angel comedy, where he visited a place in Akwa Ibom. People were drinking from oil well, even though they have a nearby river. Okay, so this department, they'll be responsible for studying the nature of the waters to find out the best quality in order to make sure that we have a safe drinking water for our people. Okay, we have the Water Purification Department. These people will be responsible for all the purification and transformation of different water bodies into drinkable water. That will be their job. And also we will be having a Water Distribution Department. These people will be responsible for the pipings, the overhead tanks, the reservoirs, the underground tanks. They'll be the ones responsible for installation of waters into your kitchen, into your bathroom, into every household in Biafra land. Okay, and then we have the Water Quality Services. This department will be responsible for checking the quality. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What's wrong? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. One moment, please. Let me fix this. Honorable Go. Okay, I'm going to forward you this document so that you can display it while I go through it, please. All right. Sir. Yes, I can hear you. I'll forward it through WhatsApp. Let me try sharing it with this one. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it is showing on this phone.
Yeah, it's showing.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You can say it's showing.
All right, thank you. Sorry for the interruption. Yeah.
Mazi Nnanna, could you please send it to Mazi Ugo? I believe maybe you are being up.
Yeah.
I think you are
Yes,
being
yes. Let me
attacked.
stop.
You are
Let me
being
stop
attacked.
sharing.
Just stop.
It's
Thank you.
distracting me. Okay. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I'll stop. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm seeing it from here. Yeah.
I'm on phone.
Okay, Mazi Ugo, what do you mean that people are not seeing it? All right. Then now, okay. Mazi
Okay. I
Nnanna,
think
can you send,
let me the
can you
computer is
send it? Mazi Nnanna, are you using laptop for this or just phone?
yeah, I'm using both, but the computer got turned off suddenly. I don't know what's happened.
Okay.
It's
Can
on
you?
now. Let me again.
Okay. I'm going to send you. I'm going to send it to me. Send me the document. Let me know whether it's something I can do. Normally, or if I want to share something on the Premier before Zoom a video. This guy, I'm not. Um,
Mazi Ugo, can you stop sharing? Let me connect to this.
Dr. Nnanna, can you stop? Let me see if I can share.
Okay.
Let me see.
Okay. Go ahead.
Mhm. Just give me a second. Department. Can everyone see it now? Okay. Dr. Nnanna, let me know the slide where you are, or you can just start from the beginning. So that I'll just click the slide.
Yeah, I was on the second slide.
Okay. This slide. Correct?
Yes, thank you. This is where I was.
All right.
Fellow Biafrans, I'm sorry for this.
We can't hear you. Dr. Nnanna, we can't hear you. You must have muted yourself. That's why I know that they will do that. That's why I asked Shirley. The continue. Okay.
Yes, am I coming out?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, like I was saying, the water quality, water quality services, they will be responsible for analyzing the water samples that has been purified in order to make sure that Biafrans have access to clean and safe drinking water. Okay, so that is their job, and that department will have the chemistry lab and the microbiology lab, because we all know that how water contamination can lead to outbreak of different diseases such as cholera and the rest of them. So this department will be responsible for making sure that the waters are safe for the citizen. Okay, on the other hand, the environmental management department, this consists of several departments. So everybody's hand must be on deck. For example, the management department, they will be responsible for maintenance of the sewage and recycling of sewage water, because we will need a lot of water for agricultural purposes. So this department is not just working independently. So we are going to have a collaboration between various departments in Biafra land. For example, the Department of Urban and Housing, we are going to collaborate with them heavily. And also the Ministry of Health, we are going to have a big collaboration. even the Ministry of Transportation, because we are also going to be looking into the kinds of vehicles that are being brought into our country. They must all pass through emission tests. We don't want our environment to be polluted, just like the previous speaker was trying to let the cat out of the bag initially. We are not going to entertain outdated vehicles that doesn't have that haven't gone through any emission test into our territory. Okay, so the other department will be responsible for solid waste management. This solid waste, we are going to have a recycling facilities where we'll be recycling these plastics and all the rest of them. And we are going to also enlighten our people on how to dispose refuse, because so many people don't know how to dispose refuse. They just pack everything in one bag and then that's it. It makes it difficult for the people responsible for sorting them out to do that. Okay, we are going to have some different colors of bags or even colors of dumpsters placed in at each household. Every household must have a dumpster with different colors. So when you see the color, you know what is going into that dumpster, not packing everything into one container. For example, when you have plastics, you put them in different container. When you have biodegradable waste like vegetables, fish, all those things that can get rotten easily, you have a separate container where you pack them. And some medical waste as well, needles and all these sharp needles, a lot of them, we have a different department that will be taking care of that. Okay, what the nation that we are building is not just any kind of nation. This is a nation that are built by intelligent men and women, because Biafrans, we are blessed with human and natural resources, and we are going to explore every bit of them in Biafra land. Okay, another department under the environmental management is the medical and industrial waste department. These people will be responsible for taking care of medical waste, like I said previously, and also the industrial waste. Okay, we also have what they call biodiversity agency. This department or this agency, they will be responsible for making sure that we preserve our different species of plants, animals, and aquatic lives, because these organisms or these organisms, they play a very vital role in creating a balance in our environment. Okay, so we have an agency that will be responsible for them. Like some trees, some of the trees in our territory are going into extinction because the zoo government have collaboration with some of these private companies, the Chinese and the rest of them. They come there, they fall down our trees illegally, use them for timber. Some of these trees, they may be the only species that is left. We need to preserve all those things so that the people in the future, when you maybe for example, some of the totem trees in our places are going into extinction. Trees like Odara tree, you see people, they're cutting it down anyhow. Maybe in the next couple of centuries now, those trees will go into extinction. And our children will not even know what they call Odara. They will just be reading it in the history book, but they don't know what it is. So we are trying to put up an agency that will make sure that these plants and these animals and all of them are preserved. Okay, so we also have the flood and disaster management. So this is just a sketch. I don't want to dwell so much on it because this is not the major topic of the day. This is just a sketch of our department. Many more we are going to modify it to our own taste in time to come, but this is just like a template that we are working on for the time being. Okay, please, can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, welcome now. Welcome to the presentation proper. Today we are going to be talking about the Environmental Protection Awareness Campaign. which has been advertised so much by the media team. Thank you so much, the media team. I really appreciate people for the good job they are doing. Please, Mas Hugo, can you turn on my camera, please? I'm trying to turn it on because I'm no longer a host. Biafrans need to see who is speaking to them. And thank you, sir. I don't know. I think network logged me off initially, but right now I'm in. Okay, so all right. So we are going to be discussing about. We are going to be reviewing some of the environmental conditions that our people have endured in the hands of the Nigerian state over the years. Okay, we are also going to be looking at some of the practices that our people and even Nigerians themselves do that really impact the environment, not just the environment of our territory, but the global environment. Okay, because whatever you do here has a ripple effect on the entire continent. So the environmental awareness we are making is not just for ourselves alone, but we are also protecting the whole planet, the whole world, okay, because we all live in the same space. All right, so also we are going to be talking about the roles that you as a Biafran have to play in terms of safeguarding our environment, okay? And can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, thank you very much. So this review is more like everything that has been said earlier. You know, we have been going. In fact, Nigeria is more like a place that is designed for you to die. There's not like it's not a place for you to live in, because every policy, everything revolves at one target alone: to exterminate you. Is either you die by bullets from the herdsmen or the army or police, or you die from the environmental, the toxin that we consume every day, or you die in the hands of bad weather or flood or all these things. You know, there are a lot of things that can kill people in that contraption. But we are here to make sure that our people are aware of those things so that we will not carry the same attitude into this new nation that we are building. Okay, so we have poor and improper waste management and disposal. That's it's not a new thing in Nigeria, because
Mazi, we can't hear you.
very
You're off and on.
they don't even, they own flimsy project just to make the people feel like that they're working. But at the end of the day, those things are not maintained. Okay, so we also have to be talking about the air pollution and carbon monoxide poisoning that they invented, because it cannot take them anything to give us steady power supply. It will cost them nothing. Nigeria has the money to make sure that every household have constant electricity, 24/7 electricity. But they fail to do that because they have a mission to kill off the indigenous population. So that is why they go into business of generator. They go to China and all the places, build generators, and then come and sell it to us, the citizens. And then we kill ourselves with the exhaust fumes at the end of the day. So this carbon monoxide poisoning has been a major issue. It has claimed a lot of life and mostly our citizens. So we want to put a stop to that as well. We are also going to be talking about the soil and water pollution that they have also done in the coastal region of our territory, where they explore oil and they fail to clean up the mess that they made. Okay, we also talked about the biodiversity, which I spoke about earlier, how they destroy everything. Okay, and how they also practice open defecation and the outbreak of fecal oral diseases and parasitic infestations, and also the indiscriminate felling of trees and deforestation. Okay, now we are going to look at some of the newspaper reviews, some of the news that's coming out from the zoo media, where they are also exposing some of their failures on their newspaper. Please, can you go to the next slide? So this is what I was talking about. This is how an average city in the zoo looks like. They don't even know how to dispose refuse. They don't teach the citizens, or they don't even create this awareness that we are making. They don't do that. They only care about their money, and that's all. And they'll wait for you for the next 4 years. They'll come and do 1 or 2 projects, and you think that they are working. Meanwhile, they are not working. They don't even care about it. So look at how dirty this city looks like. It's not the fault of the people. What they do, they'll come out and then put a restriction, or they'll say they are banning. I heard one governor say he's banning scavengers of dumpsters. I think he's one of he's Enugu State governor, delegitimized governor, not the Enugu State governor of Biafra. He says banning people from scavenging dumpsters. What does that do? You are just you didn't create employment for these people. They don't have jobs, and now they are scavenging for piece of metal from dumpster. Assuming these people have a recycling facility, for instance, there will be no need for these guys to be scavenging for dumpster. That person scavenging for dumpster may have been employed in one company that is sorting out this waste and is earning money and taking care of his family, but they fail to do that. Okay, this is one of the pictures. Can you go down, please?
You want me to go more?
Okay, this is another. Yeah, this is another picture. Next slide, please. Okay, so now I spoke about the effects of carbon monoxide, the poisoning. This carbon monoxide is a colorless gas, okay? It's colorless and odorless. You don't even, it's a silent killer, so they say. You know, what it does is it just goes into your system, just the way you are breathing in oxygen. What it does, it replaces oxygen in your blood and then shuts down your entire system. Because when the brain is deprived of oxygen, the brain will start to die. So is the heart, because these organs, they need oxygen in order to function properly. So when someone inhales carbon monoxide, it shuts down the entire system. And this is what has led to the death of so many Biafrans. As you can see from the report from BBC, say generator fumes choke Nigerian students to death. This happened, I think, last year, this same month, May 2024. And 1 year later, that is March 26, 2025, it was reported again that a couple were found dead after inhalation of generator fumes. So these are some of the things that our people go through on a daily basis. Some people may say it doesn't concern them, that this independence that we are fighting for, it doesn't concern them. But then the system is still killing you in one way or the other, because you have failed to support your own freedom. You failed to support your own life. Because the wording of our national anthem says, we must protect our lives or we shall perish. So if you don't protect your life, if you don't support the government that want to bring about good life for you, then I don't know what else you need in this life. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, everything they do is targeted towards one mission: annihilation or extermination program. Can you imagine that the United Nations gave the zoo government 1 billion naira to clean up the Ogoni land, and in fact, they embezzled the money and squandered it. Up to date, these places have not been cleaned up, and lots of our women are dying of different types of cancer, things that was not common in our territory in the ancient time. In those days, our mothers don't know what is called fibroid. Fibroid is not too common, but it's because of some of the exposure to these dangerous chemicals and pollutions. That is why you see people having different kinds of cancer, breast cancer, fibroid. Some men will be having prostate cancer and the rest of different kinds of cancer, which is not normal. It's because the system is designed to destroy lives. And that is why we are fighting, not against any human being, not against anybody, but against that system that has made our people to die. That is what we are fighting against. And thanks to you, Biafrans, that we have declared our independence. So it is our time now to work extra hard to make sure that this dream of ours comes to reality. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is also another report from a reputable newspaper, the AP. You guys know, you people know AP. It's a reputable international media. They also reported about the failure of cleaning up of the oil spillage in the Niger Delta, in the so-called Niger Delta, which is Biafran territory. As you can see, this land now, this land is completely destroyed. The land you are seeing on this picture, nothing can grow there. You cannot grow food in this kind of place. There's no fish in this water right now because the water is already contaminated. As you can see, a woman on the picture on the right side trying to scoop water from the river. This is what they do in our land. It's more like somebody coming into your kitchen, goes straight into your cupboard, take out your rice or whatever you have there, a very delicious meal, mentioned unkempt. As a human being, you will be angry because it's not acceptable. How can somebody come to your land, take your resources, mess up everywhere, and then leave you to die as a result of the mess he created? So we have to come together and support this, our government, so that we can provide a better environment for our children and their children to come. Next slide, please. Okay, just like I was saying during the overview, these are some of the environmental issues that we are facing. People defecating in the open. What this does not just have only health implications, but it impacts the environment, because when people defecate in the open, it creates an avenue for spread of different kinds of fecal-oral infections, such as cholera, hepatitis A and E, and different kinds of diseases, E. coli infestation, and all of that. People are just dying of different kinds of ulcer. Like, for example, Helicobacter pylori, which is a causative agent, the bacteria that is responsible for causing peptic ulcer disease. It's a bacteria. People spread this ulcer disease through this fecal-oral contamination. When they defecate in the open and then it rains, the water carries the feces into the source of drinking water, and people keep drinking it. Typhoid fever, people are dying of typhoid in the zoo, all because of this practice. So it has a very negative impact, not just the health implication, but it also has an environmental implication. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Okay, so we are going to be talking about some of the practices that that impact our environment negatively. Okay, there are so many things that people do unknowingly. You see somebody now, you ask the person, come and support Biafra liberation. He say no. He wants to mind his business. He wants to actually boutique. He will just enter one village, cut down all the trees there just to build a small bungalow or maybe build a duplex. You don't know that what he's doing is he's even harming himself and harming the entire environment. Because the moment you cut down trees, you have exposed yourself. You have exposed yourself to dangerous ultraviolet rays from the sun. Because what we do for the tree is what the tree does for us. You know, we as human beings, we need oxygen to survive, but the plants, they need carbon dioxide to make their food and also survive. So it's like give and take situation. So we need oxygen. The plants, when they undergo a process called photosynthesis, they give out oxygen as a waste product. And then we as humans, we take in that oxygen to also help our own system, then give them back carbon dioxide. So imagine what you are doing when you cut down all the trees in your village. Because even my own village now is no longer a village, because all the bushes I used to know when I was growing up, they have all built houses there. And to my greatest surprise, I looked very keenly. I didn't see any of them planting trees within these houses or within those spaces. So these are some of the issues that we are going to be addressing when Biafra is fully restored. We will come up with a policy that says before you cut down a tree, make sure you plant a tree, because these things are very, very important. Aside from that, aside from the oxygen and carbon dioxide counterbalancing that we are having with the trees, the oxygen that is being produced by these trees goes into the atmosphere and undergoes some chemical processes to form uh, a high molecule of oxygen that is known as ozone. This ozone is more like a gas, a ring of gas that is protecting the whole entire planet, which is the Earth. It protects it from these dangerous rays coming from the sun. So when you do deforestation, you are depleting the ozone layer. You are trying to bring down the level of ozone that is in the atmosphere. That is why you notice these days, the sun is very hot in some areas. You people are sweating. Everywhere is very hot. You call people back home, they're telling you, yeah, the weather is too hot. But you people are the cause of it. You cut down trees, and then you buy generators here and there, making noise, producing all these greenhouse gases. So these are some of the things that these practices that we have to limit or even stop in Biafra land. Okay, like you see on the picture on the left side, it says don't play with nature, because nature cannot can play with you too. You see, the man is having an axe, cutting down trees, and then later on the tree is dead, and now the sun is pursuing him with fire, and he's looking for leaves to cover himself. That is exactly where some of us are heading into if care is not taken. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, this is just a summary of what I was explaining in the explaining. This is a process of photosynthesis where the plants are making their own fuel and how they are giving off oxygen, which will later go into the atmosphere to form ozone. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, another practice that this is the most important. This is one of, in fact, this is what motivated me to even organize this program, because our people are culprits to this particular practice, burning of tires, burning of used tires. This burning of used tires is a very dangerous practice, very, very dangerous, because it exposes us to a lot of things, a lot of harm. I have seen while I was in in Biafra land in those days, during the 31st night, a crossover night to New Year, different people will be burning tires at different junctions. And then they say they are celebrating Christmas or New Year or whatever they are celebrating. At the end of the day, destroying their own lives by themselves. Okay? And also, aside from that, a lot of slaughterhouses in across Nigeria, slaughterhouses, these people that, the butchers, and those selling pomo, they are also corporates because they want to do fast business. Then they will use tires to be burning, to be roasting these animals. If they will use tires to be roasting goats and cows, cow legs, and that they will be using tire. What they are doing is in fact, it has a very negative impact, not just on our environment, but also on our health. Okay, because when you do that, these tires emit cancer-producing chemical, or what they call carcinogenic chemicals. So imagine you eating pomo every day, and you are consuming pomo that is being roasted with tire. You are taking in this toxin, gradually is piling up in your system. Tomorrow you just hear that the person is dead because of what? Some people will say that the uncles have killed him, but they don't know that it's some of these things that they have been consuming for ages. Okay, so these chemicals are very dangerous. And also, when you burn tires, there are some poisonous substances such as cyanide. You know, cyanide is a very dangerous chemical. It does a lot of harm into the system. You know, that is the reason why people, when they are processing gari, they will take, sorry, excuse me, they will take the they will take the gari and squeeze out the water, leave it overnight. So what they are doing, they are trying to reduce the content of cyanide in that gari or in that cassava. Okay, but now when you roast the goat or the cow or the kanda with the tire, you are now, the chemical, that cyanide will now go into the meat, and then you consume it. Tomorrow you start suffering from one thing or the other. Okay, aside from all those things, all those carcinogenic chemicals, these tires, they emit what they call the greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gases such as carbon monoxide, methane, and most importantly, nitrous oxide. This nitrous oxide is a potent ozone depleting compound or ozone depleting substance. So what it does is it reduces the level of ozone in the atmosphere, thereby exposing. That's why some people they have skin cancers here and there, all because of this dangerous practice. Okay. In summary of the whole thing, what they call they also contribute to climate change when you burn tires especially on daily basis, just like what we have in the zoo. They burn tires every day unchecked, and then it contributes to global warming that will also affect the entire planet, not just Biafra territory or Nigeria, but the entire planet. So, and when the temperature of the earth rises to certain degrees, what it does, it goes to this cold region, the Atlantic region, those Atlantica, those places that they have ice, and then the ice will start to melt and then increase the volume of water in the oceans. And that is what brings about flooding of all the rivers. And you hear people saying flooding here and there. Flooding is happening everywhere. Some people will say it's a sign of end of the world. But we are the ones ending the world by ourselves through ignorance. So let us stop some of these practices. And then we also have, last but not the least, on the effect of burning of tires. We have soil degradation and groundwater pollution. You've noticed that any place that they burn tire, It takes years for grass, even a single grass, to grow there. That is to show you the negative impact it have on the environment. So imagine if they are burning tires here and there. Tomorrow we will not have a place to farm. Hunger will kill all of us because we don't have any farmland anymore. Crops cannot grow. And then some of this, when it rains during rainy season, the rain will flush some of this oil, the runoff oil of these tires, into our waterways, the groundwater level, maybe inside well. And then people fetch the water and drink and start having cancers of different kinds. So this is a major topic. This is the reason one of the things that motivated me to organize this program, aside from the awareness that I'm creating for this government. Okay, we have to protect our lives or we shall perish, just as our national anthem says. Okay, please, can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, so these are some of the newspaper reports from the zoo showcasing what I have earlier discussed. You see, climate change, slaughterhouses, highest pollutants of environment in Nigeria, as thousands of waste tires were used for roasting animals. Animal skin, that is pomo, on daily basis, every day. Just because pomo is a regular market. Everybody eats, most people eat pomo. So they keep on burning tire, thereby destroying our environment. So we are not in support of this. We want to end this kind of practice in the United States of Biafra, because we are not just highlighting the problem, but we have the solution to almost all these problems. So that is why every well-meaning citizen of the United States of Biafra must support this government. Okay, please, can you go to the next slide? Thank you. Okay, this is also, this is just a recent news, January 17, 2025. It says killer meets panic in Benue as butchers resort to roasting cows and goats with tires. Just to elaborate more on what I have previously discussed. Okay, go to the next slide, please. I don't want to dwell much on this. Okay, like I said earlier, we don't only highlight the problems, but we also show you the solution, because that is the difference between the United States of Biafra government and the Nigerian government. Okay, they only know how to ban. They don't profile any alternative, or they don't try to help educate the people on what to do in order to stop the menace that people are committing ignorantly on the environment. So these are some of the alternatives. Instead of you to burn tires in order to roast your goat or the pomo skin or whatever you want to roast, please, there are so many alternatives. Okay, you either skin the animal, skin it and remove the skin. That will save you the stress of burning or even exposing the rest of the population to these carcinogenic compounds. Okay, you either skin the animal or you use hot water. I've seen some videos on YouTube where people were using hot water to remove the skin, the hair on the skin of animals. Maybe you just place a towel and then get hot water of certain degree, then pour it and use knives to scrape the hair. It comes out very clean, just like how people remove the hair of chicken. They soak it inside hot water and then pluck the feathers. Similar approach is here. You have to also employ similar approach when you are dealing with these animal skin and the hairs, okay? So you don't engage yourself every day in burning tires. The hot water is even faster than, I want our people to key into these alternatives so that we can protect our environment together. All right. So this, instead of burning these tires, because some vulcanizers, they have piles of tires that they don't know what to do. It takes a lot of space in their workshop, so they tend to look for a corner and then burn it there. Instead of you to burn it, I think you should give it out to some creative Biafrans, because we know that we have talented young men and women in Biafra land that can create marvelous things from nothing. Okay, you can give them these tires to use it for decoration of our parks and village squares. They can use it to make these tire seats. I've seen places where they make seats with tire. They paint it very nice. You come there, you feel so relaxed. Okay, you can use those tires for that, or you can even give it to these carpenters. They'll use it for upholstery. It even saves us a lot of things, because it reduces the number of trees that will fall in our forest. Because when we use tires now for upholstery, like let's say for instance the base of a couch, that place that used to spring. I've seen some people in India that use the tires. They cut the tire in a certain way and then use it for the padding of the cushion. Okay, we can also go into such practice in Biafra land, or we can also use it to make shoes, okay, and farm belts. Instead of burning them, we try to recycle them into usable commodities, okay. Yeah, these are some of the alternative ways you can dispose your tire if you don't, instead of burning them. All right, thank you. Can you move to the next slide, please? Okay, so we have come to a section where we have to talk about your role as a citizen, how you contribute in safeguarding our environment. Okay, this is one of it that we are doing here. You coming for this kind of webinar or kind of program that we are hosting today is one step, because awareness, knowing, they say somebody who is aware of a problem have solved the problem halfway. But the problem that you don't know about, you don't even know you have a problem. Okay, coming to this kind of program is one of them, and we are going to be having these kind of sections from time to time. Maybe next month we are trying to see if we can have another kind of discussion like this, but on a ground level, because there are a lot of things that we are not going to make public until the right time is when we reach the due time. Okay, so your role as a citizen, you have to ensure that you learn how to dispose refuse properly. Like I mentioned in the beginning, in the United States of Biafra, we are going to be very organized to the grassroots, because most of these problems is not about a federal problem, it's a grassroots problem. So we are going to reach up to the level of the district, county level, household by household, make sure that every household is given maybe a bag or a kind of dumpster, maybe something very affordable that will not be difficult for both the government and the people, okay? And teach you on how to handle your refuge. Maybe we cut some potato peels, yam peels, eggshells, meat. These are things that can get rotten easily. We have a bag that we give to you that you use to be packing those things, maybe an airtight container, because the smells might not be good for you, okay? So have a bag and a container that you used to be keeping those things. And then you have a separate bag that you use for your plastic waste, all right? So that will make it easier for the trucks, because we are going to have trucks that will be going from street to street to pick up trash. Okay. These are some of the role you have to play. You have to be aware and well informed about the environment. Okay, then you also have to make sure that you avoid burning of tires. Just like you've heard all the negative things associated with burning of tires today, it will be a sin. Let me say, it will be a sin to you that you've heard the negative impact that tire has on our environment, and then you still go ahead to be burning tire. Okay, so spread the news, spread the message to your county, your state. I know that the governors are here listening to me, and they are going to take this message back home to the people, and also organize. We're going to have some meeting, maybe to the state level, also county level, to educate the people, because a lot of people are not on social media. Okay, we are going to do some grassroots campaign on sensitizing our people on how to go about some of those things. Okay, so like I said earlier, grow a tree before cutting a tree. That will be a policy in Biafra land. Although the Department of Urban Development, they are on top of this game, because they have a very nice blueprint of the kind of structures we are going to have in Biafra land, and they'll be responsible for building of parks. And I'm sure that they know the importance of trees, having trees around the vicinity. Okay. So, and also the preservation of the biodiversity. Okay. Like we said earlier, we try to preserve some of these totem trees. You know, totem trees are trees that we regard as that have some spiritual connotation in our culture. Okay, like trees like ukwoji, these are totem trees. Okay, agba and anunebe, obu and others, and so many of them. So these are trees that they don't grow anywhere else except in Biafra land. So we need to preserve those things, because these are our biodiversity. We cannot let the Chinese investors that have a secret agreement with the zoo to come in there and then cut down our trees, take them for timber. No, these are sacred trees and we need to preserve them. Okay. And also bush burning. Bush burning. This is another way of destroying this biodiversity. People just they want to clear farm, they just set fire everywhere. Then the fire will now encroach into another place and burn things that are not supposed to be burned. So we discourage bush burning. Aside from the preservation of the biodiversity, it also have a ripple effect on the atmosphere. Okay, they produce heavy tons of carbon, which also depletes the ozone layer. So we have to reduce bush burning in Biafra land, and dumping of plastic waste into our water bodies. I see people, they look for a river, they just stand by the bridge and then pour sachets of pure water and the rest of them into the river. So when you do that, you are destroying those plants, or even the fishes. Maybe they will have a special species of fish that is only found in Biafra land. But then you have used pure water bag now and killed that fish, and it has gone into extinction. So we need to stop such practices as citizens of the United States of Biafra. Okay, we also have to stop open defecation. I know that this one will be difficult, because these are some of the things that people do because the zoo have failed to provide some basic toilet facilities. Okay, even the public toilets, when people hear of public toilet, what comes to their mind is dirty environment, but that is not supposed to be so. If you've been to some countries, you see the way their public toilet, in fact, you even go there and sleep without even perceiving any smell. Okay, that is how organized we want our country to be. We're building toilets at strategic points, and that will also create jobs for people who will be cleaning it, people who will be making sure that the pipes and everything are maintained. Okay, that is our job as a government, provide an enabling environment for our citizens. Okay, and also to educate the people, especially the butchers, because some of them don't know. They say, is a business. They want to make fast money. You're trying to make fast money, and then you destroy lives, destroy the life of your family members or even your relatives. Because everything you do in this world you have a ripple effect. What you give is what you take. Okay, so you don't make money. At the end of the day, you are not alive now to enjoy that money. So please, let us stop use of tire to process the meat. Okay, please, next slide. So in conclusion of the whole matter, in concluding, I've said a lot of things today, and I know that you, my viewers, and the rest of the world listening to my voice today have taken note of so many things today. Okay, protecting our environment is not one man's business. It's not the business of the government alone. It is a collaborative effort between the government and the people. Okay, so our job as a government is just to create an enabling environment. Okay, create good policies and provide the basic things that we need in order to make sure that the people live their life to the fullest. Okay, attain their highest potential in life and live happy. Okay, and also to increase the life expectancy of our people, because so many people in that zoo, their life expectancy have reduced drastically over the years because of bad government policy and corruption. So we are assuring you, the government of the United States, we are assuring the people, we are not trying to make a promise just like the zoo government they used to do during campaign time. They will come and make promises to people and then they will fail to fulfill it. This is our nation and we must build it from scratch. And it requires effort, sacrifice. So it's not the job of one man. Okay, it is also your civic responsibility as a citizen to support your government, because it's not when the government is trying to bring up good policy and then you are, on the other hand, you are lackadaisical or you don't want to support, or you are just sitting on the fence thinking that it's just for a particular group of people. No, it is our nation. We have to come together and build it. Okay. Thank you very much for listening and for making out your time. Today is Mother's Day, and I wish all the mothers happy Mother's Day today. And I say, long live the United States of Biafra, long live Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, long live our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, long live Dr. Ngozi Oraveze, long live the United States Defense Force, long live the United States government cabinet, and long live Biafrans. Thank you very much for having me today. I will leave room for question and answer. If you have any question in regards to the presentation we have made so far, this is an avenue for you to bring forth those questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Secretary. Thank you so much for the presentation. And I believe that Biafrans have heard and listened. I believe that many people will have a lot of questions to put out there. So please put yourself together. And as the Secretary have said, if you have a question, kindly put up your hand. Signify by putting up your hand. Once we see your hand, we are going to call you up to ask your question, and then you wait for your answer. If you have a question, put your hands up. Signify by raising up your hand. Raise up your hand. Once we see your hand raised, I will call you in to ask your question. And our secretary Honorable Dr. Nnanna will respond to you. Question time. We are waiting. He has spoken a lot, and I believe we have all listened. Before we started, I already said and advised people to get their pen and paper and write something down. It's a time of building our nation. When we talk about the United States of Biafra that have been declared on the 29th of November 2024, the declaration is one thing, and the next thing is to build a nation. In nation building, there are a lot of things that has to be done. So watching what have just transpired, you see how busy the government of Biafra is. There are several departments that are there doing their job, working day in, day out. And while they do their job, they will come to give feedback to the Biafrans, while Biafrans will make also their contributions and also know what is going on. That is how a nation is being built. The government is not doing anything without carrying people along. That is why these programs are organized. Different departments come in time and time to brief Biafrans on the plans on how to build our nation and things that has to be done. So each time you attend such a program, we expect you to come with your pen and paper. We have a lot of people, Biafrans, who are knowledgeable. There are so many things that are troubling. There are so many ideas you must have seen in your country where you are residing. There are so many faults you have found where we are going out from. So from there, you need to prepare yourself when you are coming, and we expect people to ask their question. It is time to ask, not when we come to other programs or private programs, you begin to ask questions that has to do with our environment. This is the time for you to ask those questions. Now that you have the secretary with you, ask your question and get your answers. Please, we need hands up. In case you don't know how to raise up your hand, you can equally jump in with your voice. Maybe there are people who don't know how to raise up their hands. You can come up with your voice. Then we'll give you the audience to ask your question.
Mouse Joe, people have their hands up. Can you start calling those? No, today is not fundraising. If they don't want to raise hand, that's cool. But some people's hands are up. Thank you. Can you see them or are you shadow?
Okay.
Can you see them?
Okay. I can see them now. I
Okay,
wasn't
right.
seeing initially.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Now I can see, yeah. I can see them now. So let's go to Honorable Pastor Rose Allen. Go on and ask your question.
Okay, Mazugo, remember to unmute people. Or I can
You have to. Please, can you put my video on?
Pastor,
Here. Yes.
now, please, so that you can.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Wow. My Biafrans, thank you. Ihe na-eme we ihe mmụọ. Chai, I'm so grateful that you see that Naya were lazy. This Naya were lazy cabinet or secretary. I want to use this opportunity to thank my secretary, Dr. Nnamdi. You did a great job, my brother. This is what we need in Biafra land. Thank you, just to acknowledge your effort. This is pure Biafra. Thank you. And you people can see, Biafrans, that we are doing the needful. All we need, everybody, is one hand. We can make it. We can make it. And I want to use this opportunity to say, everybody, all the mothers in Biafran all over the world, Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. That's all. God bless you. Dr. Agi, God bless you. And the Mazi Chooks, God bless you, and for the good work you are doing. Despite of everything, Biafrans, please, it's time for us to start investing. We need investment. We are not joking. We are not ranting. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pastor Ross.
Rose, thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you. Let's go to Mazi Ezamurunobi. Please mute yourself. Speak to us.
Good evening, Dr. Nnanna, Mazi Chus, and Dr. Agi, and everybody, Pastor Rose. I greet everybody. Please, I don't know. When Dr. Nnanna was teaching, he make mention of burning of using tire to burn meat, and I want to ask, apart from using of water, that is hot water, and tire, as you said, what about, is there any effect using firewood to burn the meat, as in to bring out omo? Is there any effect on that? That is one. And number two question I want to ask, the last, am I coming out? Am I coming out?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
You make mention of how to protect our forest, while teaching about how to protect Odara and the rest of them. And you said, do not defecate openly. Please, is there any effect defecating openly? That is my two questions. Thank you.
Honorable Secretary, Nnanna.
Thank you. Can you turn on my camera, please?
Mazuko, kindly mute everyone. I will unmute anyone's hands that is up. Thank you.
My camera is off. Can you turn it on, please? Okay, is it on there? All right. Yeah, I'll turn it back. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Thank you. I didn't get the question, but I think I heard of something about Odara, and also I heard something about
I can help you
okay,
out.
the effect of burning tires with burning meat with tire. Do you have another effect on?
Can you hear me?
On using firewood? Can you hear me?
Dr. Nnanna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
My
He
volume
asked
is low.
he asked because he suggested that no one should burn, burn meat with tire, to get kanda or bomo. He's asking, how about burning using firewood? Is there any negative effect? Then defecation publicly, is there any negative effect? That's the two questions.
Yes, of course, there are negative effects when you burn when you roast meat with firewood. Okay, these meats are protein. So when you burn them with firewood or something, they produce tons of carbon. Okay, carbon going into the meat, it can some of the chemicals can cause some cancer-producing substances. Okay, so it is best for you to cook it if that will be preferable for you. And then when you burn the meat with tire, just like I said earlier, you expose yourself to some of the dangerous chemicals and toxins that are associated with that is being emitted when the tire is burning. Okay, those things goes into the meat, and then when you consume them, it can cause issues. All right. And then the issue of open defecation, of course, it have negative impact. Open defecation is not a good practice. Aside from the fact that it's affecting the human health, because there are a lot of diseases that people get when they get in contact with contaminated feces. Take, for instance, somebody that is having ulcer, for example. Ulcer can be contracted, but that's what people don't know. They say that ulcer is also when you go na go. No. Ulcer, there is a bacteria that can cause ulcer. They call it Helicobacter pylori. Okay, so that bacteria is very, very stubborn. It can survive in an acidic environment. That is why it goes into the stomach where the acid, the hydrochloric acid in your stomach is, and still survive there. Okay, so when the person that is having ulcer as caused by this bacteria Helicobacter pylori goes out in the open and defecates, okay, and then maybe somebody that is a farmer, for example, carries the vegetable, let's say ugu leaf or something, he touches on that physics, or maybe something, maybe like tomato, something that you don't need to cook properly before you consume. And then this bacteria gets on that vegetable and then you consume it. Obviously, you have a infection of Helicobacter pylori. The next day now, you start having burning, of epigastric burning, you start having stomach pain, chest burn, and all the rest of them. And then you say, onya na ulcer. You don't know that it's from something you consume because of that open defecation practices. And also, aside from that, there are other diseases like this cholera. You remember there was last time it was trending all over Nigeria that cholera there's a lot of cholera outbreak in Lagos State and so many states in Nigeria. This is as a result of sanitation or hygiene. People all defecate in the open. Okay, so how do you prevent all those things? When people go to the toilet, they are advised to wash their hands properly, because some of these bacteria and viruses, they don't die off easily just by somebody. They just bring food for you. You just put hand inside water and sprinkle the water on your hand, start eating. You don't know what you have touched, and then you get yourself infected. Okay, so it's not a good practice. Open defecation, burning of tires or using tire to roast meat, we should desist from that. It's not a good practice. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you so much, Honorable Dr. Nnanna. You've answered well. And we go to the next person, State of Olo Government. Your hand is up. Go ahead and answer your question.
Yes,
Unmute
thank
yourself.
you. Thank you. I think I'm unmuted.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you, brother Chief Survivor. I thank you, every secretary. Thank you, Dr. Nnanna, for this wonderful lecture today. It's a lecture, very wonderful one, I must say. In fact, this type of programs to be made compulsory for every governor, for every person that would take up a position in the United States of Biafra government. Because whatever bylaw that would guide a state which will be annexed to the Constitution should emanate from these points, telling you if our people are not attending this type of seminar or webinar, how are they going to bring up good points? How are they going to sponsor good bills? These are wonderful points. Thank you very much, Dr. Nnanna. So the very simple question I want to ask is this. Meanwhile, this is our state governor speaking. The simple question I want to ask is this. Can you please make this lecture available as a document so that we can have it, take our time, go through it, and get it inoculated inside us so that we can rightly do what we're supposed to do in our various places of jurisdiction. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Yeah, thank you. It's more like a PowerPoint presentation. It's not. It doesn't explain all the details of what I've said here. Okay. But I promise you that we'll be having this kind of section every now and then, and it's left for our people to tune in. Okay, to tune in, or maybe spread the message on social media so that people can get enlightened. As for the documents, it's not elaborate, I should say. There's no point sharing it out there. Okay, it doesn't contain much information. This is just more like a point that I need to talk on. All right. Yeah, but we'll be having this kind of section, and God's willing, we'll be having a meeting, state meetings with all the governors, even to the county level. All right, so we can be educating some of our officers in order to spread the message more to the grassroots, because that is our main priority. Once we have reached the grassroots, our problem is solved. Okay, it's not about giving the document to one person and then the other people don't know what we have been discussing. All right. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Your Excellency, the State of Olo Governor. We appreciate you for being around. And we'll give the mic to Honorable Teddy. Go ahead and answer your question.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Chooks. My question is more like a concern. I'm seriously perturbed about endangered species. I know when I was growing up in that little village in those states, we had a lot of Iroko trees, Oji. All of a sudden, all those things, disappeared. People were cutting them, using the timbers, and sell them. Those things are no more there. So at this juncture, we are looking at a good environment. I think it's time we make we try to institute a way of regenerating all those trees, like the Iroka I mentioned. In fact, in our area then, we had a good number of them, providing all these policy system that we all were, I can say by what I know about photosynthesis and all this oxygen generation and carbon dioxide for us. We were a little bit more, we were inhaling more purified system then, but now every other thing is gone. That's not only the Iroko, there are some other trees, ornamental trees, we can say, I don't see them anymore. we can institute a policy. As you said initially, the secretary, that's before you cut off a tree, you have to plant one. If we don't have this system, we might wake up one day, even though our area is well forested, I mean, forestation is so thick there, we'll be getting close to, Sahel region if we don't make a, concrete plan on how to, safeguard this environmental system, ecosystem there. So those areas, like I saw the secretary wearing the the white something, I believe it's ox or whatever. Is it manufactured thing or whatever? That thing is from elephant. And I know we have some elephants in these body bushes. I remember when I was into exploration geophysics, there was a time we got a scare from elephants around Bonny, Andoni area. So people have been killing the elephant and marketing the spokes. And now we don't have any elephant in those areas anymore. But people are thinking we still have them. So we have to get a concrete plan and the policies that will discourage people from felling our trees so that we can still get all these trees, not stories that they existed some time ago. And there's this tree, we call it, ogrish or whatever, and icheku, and so on. I don't see them anymore. Man, I think it's a concern to me. If we one day wake up, we don't see any of those trees, we are shrubs we are used to. The land is empty now, and so on and so forth. I like what you're doing, environmental awareness to our people. It's a good idea. Thanks for doing that, but we still have to look at all these endangered species, both Osa, Uze, and so on. Ewi. People have been killing them. We don't know how to make them come back. So these are something facing us, challenges we are going to face in these environmental issues. So mine is more like a contribution and equally a question, the concrete plan for how to get these endangered species back to the system.
Dr. Nnanna, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fed, for your concern. Like I said, it's not nation building is not a day's job. Okay, it's a gradual process. Our main priority right now as a government is to reclaim our territory and remove the occupiers, okay, so that we can have an atmosphere that we can now have, let's say, prison, courts, and all these places working, so that when somebody defaults, then they can go through a legal process or even correctional centers and all that. But right now, if you make any policy, it's just be like a verbal thing, It's just like saying a word in the air. It won't have a concrete. It will not hold water, more or less. Okay, so we have every template in stock on what to do and when to do it. So maybe the time may have not reached. Okay, but everything is in line. We are going to put all those policies, and then we have to take it up in the parliament as well, so that we make it law. And when you do this and do that, these are the consequences of your action, and these are the fine you have to pay for maybe cutting down such trees or going into maybe we have a forest reserve or particular species reserve. Anybody that goes there to hunt will be arrested and then taken to court and all that. So it's a gradual process. We'll get there. That's what I can assure you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We can't see any other hands up. I guess we are good to go. And okay, I can see another hand of Honorable Reverend Ebenezer. Go ahead, unmute yourself and speak.
Okay. Okay, I'm so excited, my dear Dr. Nnanna, Environmental. I am so happy that you did your presentation. I greet all the secretaries and all the powerful men and women of God and services that support this nation and engage this nation. We can and will do mighty things for Biafra, the nation of Biafra. And it is true, environmental is a good start, if not the best start, because there are no statistics and records of how many thousands of people die because of environmental issues. Pollution, air pollution, water pollution, and you can name any kind of thing that is disastrous that could be prevented, but they were not because we are lacking understanding of those things. One thing I appreciate you is that some of the things you do, I'm going to be working with you side by side most of the time under housing, especially urban development, where every portion of our nation will have records and have a process of developing their area. It's not like I want to build a house, I go, oh, this is my land, and I build a $10 million home, and everybody else around you may not have any home, or they have small things they live in. That's not the way it's going to be. And I'm sorry to say that we have to retrain our people, re-education of Biafrans, so that we understand that there is a law that every human being that exists must abide by, just like you have a natural law of our lives. So we have to understand that. And I appreciate you, Dr. Nandi, for what you have done. We will do our own presentation, but it will involve just about every department and every secretary that is in Biafra land, because we will make Biafra beautiful, but not beautiful just for you to see the outside of it, but beautiful in and out. Our forests must be protected by law. Anyone that goes to the forest and start cutting trees now because they need their firewood tree, they will be punished for it. I know that Biafra will have 24/7 electricity, and I'll talk to those that are in energy also to assure that those things are implemented and activated when Biafra comes. So I don't know if I start talking, I may not end, but I appreciate you very much, and I thank you so much. What you do, we will do our own presentation one of these times. Maybe after we come back from our Washington peace conventions and all kinds of all the establishing our state federal of Biafra. And I just our embassy is what I was trying to think. Once we establish the embassy, we'll be able to have more conversations as to how Biafra will be run, and it will be run better than most nations that we have. And that we'll have to re-educate our people to get them to understand the purpose for what we do. So thank you so much for what you're doing. I will work with you. I would like to talk to you because you are directly involved in what I do. And we'll go from there. God bless you. God bless Biafra.
Thank you so much, Reverend. We appreciate you. Honorable Nnanna, you have some response to make?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Secretary for Urban Development and Housing, Honorable Ebenezer. Thank you so much for being in our program. I mentioned it earlier that we are going to be working hand in glove with a lot of departments, and your department is one of the key departments that we'll be working with when we get to our homeland. Okay, because we need to see your templates and where we need to put in this and that, you know. So I really appreciate you coming to our program, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the nearest future. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can see the hand of Your Excellency, State of Olo Governor. Your hand is still up. You can go ahead and speak.
Okay, yes, thank you very much. There is not a question anymore for Dr. Nnanna. Rather, I want to draw the attention of Honorable Reverend Ebenezer. I will actually want to communicate him about his man in Olu State. I've provided these people, but I didn't have his connection. I don't have his WhatsApp number. Please, how do I reach you, Honorable Reverend Ebenezer, so that I can send your man to you, the Commissioner for Urban Development? Thank you.
His Excellency.
Okay, can you put my video on? I couldn't get my video on. I'm trying to figure out how to get your name and I give you my number. I don't know if you need to.
Is that Reverend Nnanna?
Hey, doctor.
I'll make the connection. I'll make the connection. So do you authorize me to send your number to His Excellency State Governor?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
All right. Thanks. And please check your WhatsApp, Reverend Ebenezer. Check your WhatsApp, sir.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you. Whereby there's no other hand up, I think I'll give the mic to the Honorable Secretary of Information to go ahead and direct what next to do.
Right. Thank you so much, Mazi Chicks. I've been looking to see if I can find the DPM, but I don't see her anywhere. DPM, are you here? The DPM, are you here? Okay. I probably know like today is a busy day here. I don't think she's here. Honorable Secretaries, Member of Cabinet, does anyone need to say something? All right. Okay. Think no one else. Again, thank you, Biafrans, for coming in today to support the United States of Biafra Department of Water Resources, Environmental Management Interactive Section. Thank you, Dr. Nnanna. You did so well. Yeah.
Thank you.
You did well. And I think going by people's request here, at your own leisure, you can work with us to see when next you will come and do this presentation. At your own time when you're available, let us know about TPS department so we'll plan accordingly. Thank you so much. I think
You're welcome.
yes, we can end it now, right, Dr. Nnanna?
Yes, I just want to thank all the cabinet members. I can see Honorable Fam Diana, Honorable Sister Oleunne, Honorable Opole, Honorable Uduak, Ugo Chuk Survival, Ugo 247 Chuk Survival, and Dr. Agi. I thank you all for, and Honorable Jonathan, Honorable Patricia, I thank you all. And those that I could not, Honorable Dorothy is here as well. And so, in fact, all of you Biafrans, I really appreciate you for making our time to come here. It's not an easy thing to abandon the Mother's Day celebration just to sit down to listen to what I have to offer. But I really appreciate you guys. Thank you all Biafrans all over the world listening. I know those that are tuned to different social media platforms like YouTube and Facebook, TikTok, and the rest of them. I really thank you all. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And I hope we'll be having more of this section. By next month, I hope there is an upcoming event, and I want Biafrans to participate in that worldwide event coming up next month. So I will let you guys know when the time is approaching. Thank you all and have a blessed week ahead.
Thank you. I think we end it. Mazugo. Mazugo, draw the curtain, please. Okay. Mazugo. Mazugo.